Hey guys, how's it going? Team Doglong here again. We have Ryan Nelson with us today, who is a team member, and he recently placed third at the recent Box Hill Regionals, playing a heavily teched Zoodiac deck, and he's here to basically explain why he played what cards and such, and I'll let him take it away from now.
Yo, what's good? Um, so this is my Zoodiac deck that I came third with. Um, Looks pretty messy. Honestly, it's pretty trash, but I don't know, it's good fun. It works. Like, there are just so many good and powerful cards. I feel you can not play whatever you want, but a lot of cards are just very similar in what they do and how they function. And pretty much, my deck reflects that. Like, there were a few cards I wanted to 100% guarantee must play. A few cards, I was keen to try out. So probably the first thing is the triple Thoroughblade. I really like Thoroughblade because he's just pretty nuts, honestly. Because the game's full of board wipes, battle traps. Often it's just best to just keep it simple, summon Thoroughblade, and just attack, get a draw. Every other monster is pretty standard. The spell cards are full of one-ofs. I really wanted to play Econ because it was testing really, really, really well. Same with Galaxy Cyclone. And all the one-off spells, they kind of all do the same thing, except for Soul Charge. I didn't play the Lunar Light combo. I could have and probably should have, but I decided I wasn't going to, just because more people were aware of it. A lot of mained DD Crow, I noticed, from a few good players. So, did I ever need it? No. I usually would just win with, my initial play. And then for the trap cards, I really wanted to play Starlight Road because it kind of lets you, be a little bit monkey in how you play, not really care. Set the Starlight Road, you're always going to be safe against the mass removal cards, which is really important. And then another trap card I really wanted to play was Lost Wind, because I think it's really nuts, really insane. Lots of shenanigans you can do. Now, just so many games I won just because it gave me the extra trap card, the extra bit of pressure on my opponent, not to even do anything most of the time. And the extra deck, it's not really standard at the moment because I wish I played at second Borbo. I don't think you need to play the Utopia cards. I didn't miss any card in my extra deck on the day, luckily, but I can see how maybe a third Dryden or a third Bullhorn would be handy. But in saying that, I think the Starlight Road in the main deck and the extra one on the side deck kind of gives my initial monsters that extra layer of protection, so I won't need to go through any more if they're wiped away or killed. For the side deck, I played the Lancier, of course, because it's really good in a lot of matchups. Same with the DD Crow, again, really good in heaps of matchups, and also good for the mirror match if I see them playing the Sheep combo. I played a pair of Spell Fragrance and Royal Decree. They kind of act as the turn 1 floodgate cards, similar to how people are using Xyz's Universe nowadays. I did try Xyz's Universe. I could have played it, but I opted against it. Probably take out the Utopia for those cards. But yeah, Royal Decree just it proved really effective against Paleozoic because, again, it just gives you that floodgate that you can just set against them and catch them off guard, because a lot of them won't really have an out ready in their deck. And then you just play a lot of quick play spells like the Econs, the Chalices, the Cyclones, the Book of Moon, so you can still disrupt their plays even if you have Royal Decree up. And of course, if worse comes to worse, you can always use your Dryden to clear your Decree, but I wouldn't really recommend that. That's only in the really odd situation you might need to strike something, or you might need a Torrential or debarrier them.
Yeah.
I played a pair of Chain Dis and Mirror Force. Mirror Force is pretty good. I didn't really like Storming Mirror Force because I often would just need to get rid of Kaijus or big invoked monsters, such like that. And usually it's just nicer just to, out everything with Mirror Force. But of course, Mirror Force has a lot more counterplay onto it. But it always works. I've never really had the counterplay come up. So it's usually the final card I'm playing in a turn. So you assume that like most of the outs are gone by that point. Chain Disappearance is just another go first card. Proved well in testing. Didn't want to draw too many. Just that nice thing to have. It does have a bit of counterplay in the invoked deck, but again, and people don't really put rats on field for you to banish, like, assumedly. But it still works. And then of course the last piece of quick play spells, just so I could go into more, because like my main deck has one copy, so side deck has the other copy. Just take out which ones you need for the extra copies. And I wanted to max out on Cyclone because it's probably has the most versatility against like Artifact and Paleozoic decks. Same with Chalice. I probably should have played a third Chalice maybe, because it again has the most flexibility, most versatility, keeps you from being scythed, which is really important. Overall, the deck list, it looks really messy, and it's not really what's standard at the moment, because a lot of people, I noticed, they're doing like a lot of main hand traps, sheep combo, and only like really clutch traps, and like kind of moving away from inconsistent cards like Starlight Road, which is fair enough. It is pretty inconsistent, but it always works. It shouldn't work, but for me, strictly results orientated statement, it always works, which it really shouldn't be working all the time. And
Yeah.
it just gives me peace of mind as a player, just when I'm playing this kind of deck, that it's like, man, if they twin twisted me, I'm dead, but I have this Starlight Road. If they dark hole me, I'm boned. But I have this Starlight Road, and just it feels so nice when it goes off.
Yeah. Would you ever consider playing a second Starlight Road over the Blind Body as a Shield, or was a My Body as a Shield valuable enough as a quick play spell?
Yeah, it's just it's just the extra flexibility. I don't want to like force myself into any kind of play style in game one. Like I just want to have like a bit of everything, a bit of turn one, a bit of going second. So definitely wouldn't main 2 Starlight Road. Not in this current format anyway. Maybe if things went a bit more crazy. But yeah, I didn't play against any Paleozoic on the regionals, but I played against 3 mirror matches, and I only lost my first round, my first one, because those just unlucky draws, as you do. But for the rest of the day, the deck really balanced it out. Like the luck balanced out from drawing really bad early on to really good later on. So yeah, that's my deck.
Yeah. And would you have any MVPs wise? Like anything that you think is like performed better than you expected it to?
Yeah, Econ was pretty good. Econ is really nuts. I wish I drew Soul Charge, but I didn't draw it at all. But yeah, definitely the MVPs were Lost Wind, Econ, and Thoroughblade. Those cards are really good.
Yeah.
Like incredibly good.
And do you have any like ideal circumstances in which Econ was good?
Yeah, Econ is it's very like Econ is like if you have Thoroughblade, Rat, and like Econ, you like summon Thoroughblade against their Dryden, then you pitch the Rat to get a draw, and then they want to pop your Dryden with their Dryden. Pop your Thoroughblade, and then you chain the Econ, and then you can take their Xyz, and then from there, because the Rat's in your grave, you can Tiger Mortar, which is like absurd. And then in the simplest case, like Econ changes things to defense mode, which can be really important sometimes in mirror matches because they usually don't have any defense points. So
Yeah. Well.
yeah, it's just a board breaker.
Yeah.
It's a nice board breaker. It's strictly a mirror match card though. I can't think of any case. It's okay against like Paleo honestly because Tree Toad has no defense. So if you like Econ Tree Toad, they're kind of like I have to stop it, and then you can just attack it. That came up like a few times in testing, but still, it's not the best card, but it still works.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you for the deck profile. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
Shout outs. I don't know. Everyone, Team Doglong, of course. How can I not? uh, all the Chinese crew. They're all pretty cool.
Yeah.
Armor, especially. Uh, um, yeah, of course. Team Doglong, Melbourne people, people who still play Yu-Gi-Oh, everyone.
All
Shout
right.
out to the whole world. You're my people.
All right. Well, thank you for the deck profile, and we hope to hear from more results from you in the future. And remember, stay tuned for more future Team Doglong content.